Let's keep it in the Northeast then, right? Because let's talk a little bit more about how that heat and how that humidity is really going to fuel some of these storms. We've got a lot of heat to go around, though. It's not just in the Northeast. So you have a look at Coney Island there out of Brooklyn, New York, into Denver, Colorado, the mile-high city. A lot of folks getting in on the heat for today. And certainly, it's also, by the way, Juneteenth. We've got events throughout the country today that generally involve people being outside.
Yeah, and they the summer is often met by these hot temperatures. It's just always, though, when it's the first real taste of it. Right, meteorologist Zach Green, we've been spoiled in the Northeast, some would say, with these gray skies and ridiculously cool temperatures. Now it's off to the races.
It's just been holding on to spring, I guess, as long as it can. Summer solstice is officially tomorrow night, just prior to 11 p.m. And we'll flip the script really quickly, and it's going to be racing through. If you saw that image of Coney Island, it looked hazy off in the distance. We will likely be locking in some level of pollution, some level of ozone in the coming days, especially. We're starting things off in the central and northern plains initially for some record territory. And I know we have a wide swath of red on the map. There's a difference between the extreme heat watch and the heat advisories that are in effect for the eastern portions of Colorado. These sort of are semantics at this point, because heat exhaustion, heat-related illnesses can certainly be felt when you're talking 95 to 101 degrees. And we may even exceed that in the next 2 afternoons for areas around the Four Corners. Salt Lake City getting into 102. You see Pueblo, Colorado, sitting at 99 degrees today. We'll jump that up towards 102 as we move into tomorrow. Denver likely reaching 101. So a mile high doesn't matter. It's still going to feel that extreme warmth. We're seeing it in the Sandhills in Nebraska, right over into the Dakotas as well. And again, it carries us through the course of the weekend for areas farther east. So while we are still anticipating some severe weather for the 95 corridor today to maybe drop the humidity just to a point, I think we're only talking a matter of about 3 to 6 hours. We're going to bring those dew points right back to the 60s and 70s. Sunday afternoon will really be the beginning of the excessive temperatures. From now through the first half of the weekend, we're still going to be very warm. So take this into consideration for the Saturday plans, especially moving into the afternoon. Thinking about exercising, thinking about getting out and about earlier in the day, still going to be your best point. 70s and 80s for overnight lows and a wall of humidity when you step outside. So AC, it is going to be cranking. And by the time we go into Monday, we are looking at record territory for nearly 30, possibly 50 different locations from the mid-Atlantic up into the Northeast. Monday afternoon seems to be the core of it, especially for those in New England. But from anywhere around New York City right down into the nation's capital, Tuesday and Wednesday is still going to be rather concerning as well. New York forecasted 99 degrees. That's new information. We were at 98 degrees from the latest update. Now we've bumped that up. We're actually looking to shatter a record that was set back in 1888. So you want to talk about long-standing? We're at a century mark and then some for record territory from New York to Pittsburgh, Trenton, New Jersey, Morgantown, West Virginia, Ohio, River Valley, all the way to the eastern seaboard. We're expecting to hold this for most of the weekend. So again, any outdoor plans or events, not sure we need to cancel or postpone them by any means. We just have to take caution. Have the coolers nearby, have the water handy. We don't want to be locking the cars to make sure we check the kids in the back seat. Just ensure that everybody is going to remain safe. Splash pad's going to be open. Public locations, whether it's going to be libraries or otherwise, will have the air conditioning rolling. And I know there will certainly be cooling centers opening up as we move into the first half of next week. By the time we go into Wednesday and Thursday, I think things come down just a little bit. Tuesday, we're still holding on to 104 in Harrisburg. 106 possible for a heat index in Philadelphia. To get a excessive heat warning, you would need 2 consecutive hours of 105 or more. I think we are going to have that and then some. So starting to see some of the extreme conditions. I think this is our favorite map here. How many different water fountains can we find across the boroughs of New York City? Well, it's countless. 3,600, in fact. So this is just going to be holding on to Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx, but I think everybody is going to be looking forward to at least some level of water fountain. We call it bubblers where I'm from.
Bubblers.
Bubblers, yeah. Well, it's actually bubblers. You just remove the R.
It's like a basic water fountain.
Basic
with
water fountain.
Bubbles to it.
No bubbles involved.
Water fountains.
Yeah, we call them water fountains too. But
it seems to be the normal vernacular.
What region, Zach? What part of the country?
Massachusetts. Massachusetts has its own vocabulary. I don't know what to tell you.
That's true.